right, let's dive into something really fascinating today. We're going to unpack a passage from the sacred texts of the Church of Jesus Christ in Christian Fellowship. It all kicks off with this one single, mysterious command that ends up blooming into one of the faith's most central beliefs.
So, the big question, what is Kabbalah? Now, I want to be super clear, this isn't going to be a general overview of the ancient Jewish mystical tradition. Our focus is laser sharp. We're looking at how this one word is defined inside the foundational scriptures of a particular modern religious movement.
So where are we getting all this from? Our source for this entire explainer is a book called The Doctrines of the Saints. It's a book of scripture for the Church of Jesus Christ in Christian Fellowship, and everything we're about to unpack comes straight from a short but, wow, incredibly dense passage in that book.
So this passage from the Doctrines of the Saints, it doesn't just, give you the answers on a silver platter. Not at all. It starts with this really intriguing command that basically invites us on a journey of discovery.
It all kicks off with this really powerful kind of cryptic command, unite my people in Kabbalah. I mean, just imagine getting that message. The very first thing you'd think is, unite them in what, exactly? And that question is what really launches this whole search for meaning.
And what's really cool is that instead of just dropping a definition on us, the scripture itself sort of mirrors a personal journey of understanding. It walks us through the very human process of trying to grasp a divine concept, peeling back the layers one by one.
So the text actually lays out this search for a definition. The first thought was, okay, Kabbalah must just mean the power of God. Then that thinking evolved a bit. Maybe it's a way to help people understand scripture. And then it got even deeper, to mean the holy traditions given to Moses. You can see how each step gets closer, right? But the text is very clear that the full picture was still missing.
After leading us through this whole journey of partial understandings, the scripture finally gives us the big reveal. It confirms that those previous ideas weren't wrong. They were they were incomplete, just pieces of a much bigger puzzle.
All right, let's get to the turning point, that moment of revelation. This is where the scripture completely shifts gears. It goes from this linear search for a single definition to a sudden, kind of explosive unveiling of many interconnected meanings all at once. And there it is. This is the big aha moment of the whole passage. The answer wasn't to throw out those earlier definitions. It was to say, yes, you're right, and then to build on them. So Kabbalah isn't just the power of God, or just a key to scripture, or just the traditions from Moses. It's all of those things together, and then some.
It's presented as this rich, layered system for understanding God, creation, and our place in it all. It's a concept often visualized in mystical traditions through symbols like the tree of life, which is all about mapping out these divine connections.
You can just feel the meaning suddenly expand here. The definition isn't just a single dot on a map anymore. It's become this vast, interconnected system, like a web of related concepts all working together to form one big idea. So, what are these other parts? If the answer is all these and more, you've got to be wondering, what exactly is the more? Well, the scripture tells us right away, laying out this multi-layered definition by breaking the idea down into 6 additional core components. Okay, here's what it says. Kabbalah is a mysticism, a theology, and a thaumaturgy, which is a fascinating word. It means divine magic, or the working of miracles. It's also the tradition of Israel, it's the very doctrine of God, and finally, it's called a mysterious art. Each one of those adds a whole new dimension.
Just when it seems like we've reached the peak of all this complexity, the scripture delivers a final, really profound and memorable paradox that kind of turns the whole idea on its head.
I mean, after building this incredibly complex, multifaceted definition, the text hits us with this stunning paradox. It claims this very doctrine is, at its core, so fundamentally simple that it actually becomes incomprehensible to the human mind. That's an idea that really makes you stop and think.
And that's the question the text really leaves us chewing on. How can something be both? It suggests the truth that is so profound that its complexity makes it a mysterious art, but at the same time, it's so fundamental that its very simplicity is what we can't get our heads around. It's an incredible paradox that you could probably reflect on forever.
So what does this all mean for the church this scripture comes from? Why is this specific and very unique definition of Kabbalah so important?
Well, this isn't just some abstract theological idea. This concept is a foundational principle.
It defines the fellowship's entire approach to faith, to spirituality, and to their core mission to unite my people.
This direct link between the church's identity and this mystical tradition just underscores how absolutely central this teaching is to who they are. It's a truly unique doctrine that defines a specific fellowship.
And so the passage leaves us wrestling with its central paradox. It invites us to contemplate the gap between divine wisdom and human understanding. And it leaves us with a provocative question. What if the most profound truths aren't hidden in complexity, but in a simplicity so pure we can no longer see it?